the body. Okay, give it then the ooh, and then the legs, and then go low. Okay, boom. Yeah, shimmy. Well, I guess it's natural, man. And speaking of natural, this episode is being brought to you by Engorge Rejuvenation Tea. It promotes erections, improves stamina, promotes endurance, increases styles, and boosts libido. So if you really want to put it down the way you're supposed to put it down, make sure you go to engorge.com and get yours today. Male supplement, all natural, just like Big Groove do his thing, all natural. What up? Welcome to yet another episode of the Ugly Money Podcast and my special guest of the evening. This guy does a little bit of everything. Navy veteran. He do music. He'll fix your AC. It's a whole lot of things, and he got a really, really, really cool haircut. Ladies and gentlemen, NiceHvac. What's up, my brother? Love and respect, man. Appreciate you making time for us, man, to come out here and check us out here at Ugly Money.
Yes, sir.
All right, so the first thing I got to ask you is, who was NiceHvac before NiceHvac became NiceHvac?
Hey, man, that's a good question, man.
Yes, sir.
I go by NiceHvac. I'm an Atlanta native.
Yes, sir.
Born in Georgia. Just a normal person, man. Work a regular job.
Yes, sir.
And made it movie star status, man. Taking it to another level, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So talk to me about what part of Atlanta you from and growing up.
Hey, I'm from South Side. I'm from Clayton County, man.
Clayco, let's go, Clayco.
Yeah, Terra Boulevard.
Boulevard. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I recently interviewed T.I.'s son, King, and he says he's the king of Terra Boulevard.
Hey, look, he a little bit younger than me.
Did you get that memo?
Hey, he might be. Look, I can't say yes or no. Look. He might be young.
You will not confirm nor deny.
Yeah, I won't confirm nor deny, man. Shout out for shouting out Clayco, man.
Shouts out to Clayco, man. Shouts out to Clayco. Now, me building this studio 2 years ago. I'll tell you a story of my HVAC. I got one HVAC story before we get into all this.
Let's do it.
My first run-in with HVAC, I'm building this studio. And one of my business partners tell me, hey, you might want to get somebody to inspect the HVAC. And I was like, what's that? It's like the air conditioner. I was like, it's cool in here. It's straight. Let's go build. Yeah. Sign the contract. Okay. It wasn't straight. I signed the contract and later found out that the HVAC was literally hanging on the grid.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I had to, it cost me about $15,000, $16,000 to pull the HVAC up and get it all. I had to clean it out and things of that nature. So HVAC, y'all be getting some money.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me, how does a guy from Clayco start doing HVAC?
Hey, look, man, it was a long journey.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, I was in the Navy.
Okay.
Me and you kind of got the same storyline back in the day. You go by P Nice, I go by B Nice.
Okay, let's go Nice. Nice boy.
But yeah, man, HVAC ended up falling in my lap, man. It was something that came to me after I got out the service. You know, you transitioning in civilian life.
Sir.
And HVAC was one of those things I saw could be a good avenue for the future.
Yeah.
And it was something that I gravitated towards. It wasn't too hard.
Yes,
so,
sir.
You know, everybody can do it.
Now, the thing about you is you make it look so cool. Like you've literally taken that particular business and, I mean, went on tours, several seminars and things of that nature. Where does that mentality come from taking the business to mainstream type?
Hey, look, honestly, HVAC, I was gonna do. I was doing wholesaling houses before I did HVAC, and I was gonna put big money into it. But I said, man, whatever brand I choose, whether it be HVAC, electrical, plumbing, whatever, I'm gonna take it to the next level. I'm gonna put the movie stars on it, the celebrities, everybody you need on it. You know what I mean? So I just always had the mindset to do it big.
Yes,
That's
sir.
it.
Now you're a Navy veteran. Shouts out to the Navy. How many years were you in?
5 years.
So you ever had to go on the boat?
Oh yeah, I was on the boat.
The boat. I'm an Army veteran, so you know we got a lot of respect for you guys, but
Oh yeah.
we also used to go to Iraq and get deployed, and we got to be there for 15 months, and they would call it CBs.
CBs, yeah.
The CBs would come, and they come, and 4 months later, there we go. And I was like, and we would still be there. And I remember there was a CB that came when the same week I came, and then 4 months later he left, and I was still there. And then like almost a year later,
Yeah.
he came back.
Damn.
And I was still there.
Still stationed.
In Iraq, man. Talk to me about being on the boat, because I heard that the boat can be a crazy place.
Hey, man, look, it's a lot of boat stories. I know. Look,
I know we got some boat stories, sir.
I gotta keep PG.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Look. So I'm gonna say, man, my boat was like a cruise ship.
Okay.
So I didn't stay out on the water like 90 days,
Yeah.
XYZ. I think the longest I probably stayed was like maybe 16 days.
That's all right.
But I went to 16 different countries, you know? So we was riding a boat, going to different countries. We'll get off. What we'll do is have like a little tent on the boat.
Yes, sir.
And all the leaders from different countries would come on the tent.
Okay.
And congregate, have meetings, party. And, you know, that was my job. I drove the ship and pretty much did all
So you drove that big-ass boat?
Yeah, warships, all different types.
At any point in time, is there like a amount of pressure driving a ship that big with that many lives in your hands?
Just think about it this way: if you was on the ship, right, and let's say you was in the cafeteria or you was eating, you wouldn't want the ship to be like this, right?
Hell no.
Especially if you drinking something or eating something good.
Exactly.
So it's always pressure. You always got to keep it steady. It ain't no breaks. It ain't no letting up.
Yeah. Because, you know, one little slip, like, oh, I dropped my cell phone.
Right. The whole ship gone.
What's your craziest ship story?
Craziest ship story.
I mean, you know, this is Ugly Money Podcast. You know, we just unscripted.
Oh, Jake, go ahead and do it.
You can say what you can stand on it.
Oh, look, shoot. I'm going to guess, you mean like on the ship or like when we got there?
Yeah, all above.
Okay. Australia.
Okay.
I'm in Brisbane, Australia. I'm on duty, and it's an undercover police officer at the front gate with us, like standing guard with the guns. He would end up being the coolest guy. Took us all out to eat.
Yeah.
Paid for all the food, the dinner. Took us to some women's house.
Okay.
And the crazier part about his story is, since he was undercover cop, he had the lights. He got us back to the ship just in time, so we wouldn't get the restriction. Yeah. So that was probably the craziest thing I can say on camera. You know.
So what happens when it's time to go back on the shade? Say it's 1500. You know, you got to be back on the boat. Yeah. And you late. Do they wait on you or they leave you there?
They gonna wait on you, but when you get on there, you're gonna be on restriction for a long time, which means you probably won't be able to leave the boat. You have to stay.
Oh, so you don't want to miss.
Yeah, you don't want to miss it. You'll miss out. Like I said, I went to 16 countries. Yeah. If you was on restriction,
you're not getting off the boat.
You're not getting off the boat.
What is the longest they've waited on somebody to get back to the boat?
Maybe like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours.
I know he was sweating.
Yeah, he had to be. I ain't know who it was personally. Yeah. But yeah, they'll wait 2 hours and then they'll jam you up when you get back.
Man, I remember when I was in the military, trying to get up for PT and getting back. Like I was an artist, so I would go Atlanta, St. Louis, or whatever. I would leave Friday after formation and go on tour in the weekends, right? Yeah. So I'm coming back Sunday. I have a show like in St. Louis on Sunday. I'm trying to fly back. I'm hauling ass back to Augusta, Georgia to get back for formation. And man, when you miss formation, it is like the worst feeling in the world. Your heart beating fast. Like, man, I know I'm getting hammered. Like, you know what I'm saying? I remember just driving back, not sleeping, trying to make like 4:30 formation or whatever, and I would always be late. And they would, yeah, man. Well, shouts out to the Navy, man. Shouts out. What did you do out there? What was your job? HVAC out there?
Nah, it wasn't HVAC.
That's crazy.
Actually, I was in the Marines as well. My last 2 years.
Oh, you hardcore, boy.
Yeah, I'm hardcore, man.
I got Marine stories too now.
I'm a big military guy.
Yes, sir.
So, I did my first 3 years in the Navy. My last 2 at Marine Corps Depot in Paris Island. So, if you were a Marine on the East Coast within the years of 2015 and 2018,
yes, sir,
you seen me then.
Well, I got a lot of respect for Marines. I served with the 2nd Infantry Division, 2ID, HHC 19. We were in Ramadi, Iraq, and then we went to the Phantom Fury project out there in Fallujah. I don't know if you ever seen American Sniper. I was actually in that battle. The American Sniper movie where they were in Fallujah, flushing out the insurgents where they hung the 3 civilian contractors at. And one thing about it, we were on the other side of the bridge, basically shooting everything that tried to escape via water. Those Marines were going from the north down, and they were kicking in doors, going house to house. And I was like, man, you know what? I got a lot of respect for the Marines because I didn't want to be the guy that was having to kick in those doors. Because sometimes on the back of that door was a machine gun. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to the Marines now. Shouts out to the Marines. All right, so making a transition out of the military, we find this HVAC. Tell me how that happens.
Man, I tried a whole bunch of careers. I went to Iowa with a trucking company. So I tried to do the trucking thing, you know. I did security. Okay. Because in the military, I was a RP, like a chaplain's assistant.
Okay. You had a cool job.
Yeah. So I held the gun for the chaplain.
Yes, sir.
And then I was at church on Sundays. You know what I'm saying?
I remember our chaplain's assistant. They was always gangsters. Shouts out my brother Buffalo. I remember him. Okay, go ahead, continue.
But yeah, I tried everything, and HVAC, what ended up sticking with me because it was something universal, something everybody needed. It wasn't just a job that, you know, would expire in a few years because it's HVAC in every building, every home. It might be in the doghouse for all we know. You know what I'm saying?
If you got a bougie dog, yep.
But yeah, HVAC chose me for sure.
No, facts. So you know, it could be, like I said before, it cost me $15,000 to get this HVAC approved in my building or whatever. So HVAC could be a very profitable business. Mm-hmm. So you have your own HVAC company yet, or you still working with people? What you doing?
I started my own HVAC brand pretty much. So I'm NiceHvac, NICE HVAC. I'm bringing a different perspective to HVAC. Because most people, when they hear me say, "Oh yeah, I'm an HVAC guy," they're like, "Oh, let me call this guy. He can fix my home air conditioning system." But I'm the recruiter. I'm the guy telling your son, your little cousin, get a job in HVAC, man. You don't have to be a HVAC technician your whole life. Use it as a trampoline to be whatever you want to be. So that's what my brand is.
I can definitely see it being a situation where it's a pretty good job or business field to get into because it's always needed. You know, it's kind of like the medical field. That people are always gonna get sick and die, unfortunately. So you know what? You're always gonna have a job. You know, with HVAC or whatever, niggas gonna get hot.
Yeah. Especially in Georgia.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the beautiful thing about that kind of on the business end, if say for instance you're in Georgia in the summertime and the AC goes out. That is a check that they have to cut. And they want you to be as quick as possible because niggas is sweating.
Every day.
That's a damn good business to get in. I ain't never think about that.
It's almost like water. You need HVAC.
Well, for sure.
Like, people might take it for granted, like the word HVAC, but you need.
So what does the word HVAC mean?
Heating, ventilation, and air conditioning.
Damn right.
HVAC.
And you let it be too cold up in the motherfucker. You see how quick people get to calling. You know, it's kind of like, you know, like the same situation with like plumbing or anything. Like when you have like a natural life-sustaining thing that you need and it goes out, you know, it's a situation where it's like, what is it? How much does it cost? Because I had to do the same thing. I was like, I didn't want to pay $15,000. And I remember these big old like aluminum foil tubes. It was huge as hell. They just put them up here, and I'm like, man, I paid $15,000 for that. And it only took them like 2 days. And I was like, man, that was HVAC niggas they hit by.
Hey, look, somebody hit you on top of the head now. Look.
So talk to me about like the recruitment process of recruiting people to get into the HVAC business.
Okay, so pretty much, like you said, most people don't even know what HVAC means, stands for. They know they got a thermostat in their house, but that's about it. So recruiting is pretty tough. I'm gonna be honest with you because it's a dying breed. The stereotype for an HVAC technician is an older male, older female. You know, you don't see many young adults just coming to people's houses. And the trust factor, most people already think in their head, it's an older guy coming to my house to fix my HVAC, you know? So recruiting people is difficult, but, you know, I got enough swag. They got damn kick it and get it to them how they want it.
Yes, sir. And so when you recruit these people, do you recruit these people to certain companies, or you have people that are actually like looking for employees in this particular field, or like you recruit for like a certain HVAC company to come, or is this like recruitment for like schooling?
Okay. Yeah, I work with all different types of contractors. So let's say I'm in Georgia. So if someone calls me from Arkansas, what I do is be the middleman in between and speak with Arkansas contractors to put my people in position. The people who actually want to do it for real, I'll be your middleman to get you that job, to get you that look you need.
I know plenty of people that need a job right now.
Mm-hmm.
When's your next seminar?
Opening.
I know a lot of people that need a job right now.
Yeah, HVAC. It's
What kind of money does it start out at?
Look, it all depends on your drive. Cause I'm gonna be honest with you. My first year doing HVAC full time, I made over 6 figures.
Okay.
But that's because I put in the work every day, and I had a mission and a mindset to say, hey, I'm gonna make a business out of it,
Yes, sir.
as opposed to just being a worker in the field. You know what I'm saying?
So what's some money in it?
The money, let's say starting out in the South, if you're any good and you're not just like a helper all the time, maybe like 50K, 60K, you know?
Starting out.
But if you know what you're doing, you can, recommend products to fix certain things, and it adds to the ticket. Because one day you might make a couple $1,000s. The next day you might make a couple hundred or 800. But
whoever made that money that day, what I had to pay for it, they made a killing.
Oh yeah, 15K. Yeah, that's like a new install when you just gut out all the old stuff and put the new one in. Yep.
So if I am an investor and I'm thinking about coming up with an HVAC company because now you've sparked my interest or whatever. What kind of expenses? How much would it cost for me to start my own HVAC business?
As far as like going to fix people's
Yes, sir.
air conditioning, all depends. It's a case-by-case basis. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but it's plenty of money to be made. I call it white man money.
Okay, I like it.
You know what I'm saying?
So is it basically like you got to pay for the schooling, or is it like equipment that you got to buy?
That's a good question. For schooling, you don't have to go to school. You can have a felony on your record.
Oh, wow.
You don't have to even know anything about HVAC to get started in HVAC, because you go in the field, you start off as an apprentice or a helper, and you learn your way and you move your way up the chain. You don't need any credentials other than your skills with your hands.
So if you're good, you're good.
If you're good, you're good.
Oh, we starting that motherfucker tomorrow. Staying. Google HVAC. Now you do music as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now you a multi-talented person. Now talk to me about how you got the music bug.
Oh man, the music bug. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia,
okay.
So music all around us.
Yes, sir.
So the music came because I know people didn't understand what HVAC was.
Okay.
So why not give it to them in a way they can understand it and digest it? You know what I mean?
So you make songs about HVAC.
I made songs about HVAC about Nice, NiceHvac. Nice HVAC.
Yes, sir, because you guys with it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, see, that's a very original way to market and promote yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I know I've never heard anybody that do it like that. You know what I mean? Now, you've done public speaking engagements as well.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me about those.
Public speaking, I'm new to the speaking game. I've always been a performer on stage. So I love going on stage, but I'm the type of person that like challenge myself. So
yes,
if I'm going to get on stage and love to get on stage, let me try it a different way and get a new challenge out of it. So speaking is new to me. I speak in all different type of crowds, in front of decision makers, young adults, whoever. Like,
how does one get in the speak? Because I talk for a living, but I would not mind getting a check to walk into a business office and give them a speech. How do you get into the public speaking game?
You gotta be unafraid to get on stage.
Okay.
And you gotta be willing to do it for little to no money.
Okay.
That's the start.
Oh, Lord.
That's the start. You gotta get on stage first.
You had me until he said no money. But I mean, with anything, it's a building process, I would imagine.
That's it. You can see you gotta start from the bottom, get to the top.
Now, with your music, what musical influences, you being from Atlanta, do you have?
Oh man, shoot, I got a lot. I listen to all types of music, but
yes,
of course I like Atlanta music.
Come on.
Shout out to my man's Young LA.
Leland!
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. I just I got a crazy Young LA story, not to cut you off. I've known Young LA for quite some time. He actually just got out. Welcome home, Lay, and we got to get you back on the show. His first show when he got back home was at my music summit recently. He just got out. But I've known Young LA for when, like, back when he was just getting out of the Grand Hustle situation. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I can say about Lay has always been a good, kind-hearted guy. You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes he may get a different rap or whatever, but, you know, from what I've seen from the kid, he's always been a solid individual, man. So shouts out Young LA, man. Who else?
Man, I like LA, man. I listen to the old school. I like Jay-Z.
Come
I
on,
like
Hov.
Tupac.
Okay.
I like West Coast artists like Cookie Money,
Okay.
Filthy Rich. I like them. You know, I stay away from mainstream now.
Okay.
I stay away from mainstream.
Yeah, I noticed it's somebody you didn't say.
From Atlanta.
Not from Atlanta, just, you know, out there. Kanye West. You didn't say Kanye West.
Kanye West. Look, I love Kanye. I like Kanye.
It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah,
You know, it's a segue. It's cool. So, I mean, Kanye West has recently come under fire for wearing a White Lives Matter shirt. He said some things about the Jewish community. He said that he was DEFCON 3 on the Jewish community. And then he also said that George Floyd didn't die because of a knee was on his neck. He died because he was high on fentanyl. And then this week, he has retracted all his statements and apologized. What do you think about Kanye West's antics as of late?
You want my honest opinion?
Of course.
My honest opinion is everything that you just told me is brand new news.
Okay.
Cause I stay out of the media, out of the drama, all that. I like Kanye's music, maybe like his style, lifestyle type thing, but I try not to let it get to me.
I like it. So you kind of stay in your own lane. Your HVAC, you're doing your thing.
Cause in about a couple months, maybe a year, people gonna love Kanye again.
You right.
Period.
You right.
So it ain't even. It's just a discussion in between.
Respect.
So
same thing with Young Thug. Have you heard anything about that?
Have I heard anything?
Yeah. Have you heard anything?
Nah, just rumors around Atlanta. That's it. You hear that every day. That's a little more close to home.
That's a lot close to home.
Yeah, that's close to home.
Do you feel like Atlanta's hip hop scene is under attack?
Do I feel like that? That's a great question too, man. You asking some good ones.
Hey man, that's what I'm here for.
Under attack.
I'm like the nice HVAC of interviewing. I'm nice interviewer.
Yeah. I got you. I would say honestly, yeah, I think it is. Cause we the mecca of hip hop right now.
Yes, sir.
So a lot of our artists are in jail.
Mm-hmm.
So that would make me believe that we were under attack.
Well, you know, South Fulton has a prosecutor by the name of Fannie Willis. And she seems hell-bent on cleaning up, quote-unquote, cleaning up the streets. So Young Thug and a lot of other members of the YSL community, company are, you know, now charged under a RICO case. Now they have Gunna as well. And they've denied Gunna bond 4 times, and he's requested bond, and they just refused to let him out, even though they don't have any kind of evidence. Is that targeted? Do you think that's targeted? You think that's fair? I mean, what are your thoughts on the RICO?
Man, I think they going for the head of the snake. I think they just want to make a statement for the younger generation to say, don't be like these guys, or, you know. I don't know. The DA, she seemed pretty solid at her job.
She is adamant.
I can't say that she's not good at her job either.
She's good at locking niggas up.
Yeah, she's great at that. That's what I'm hearing. But like I said, I stay away from it.
Respect it.
I'm in my own little world.
I feel you. There's another guy that's good at locking people up. You ever heard of a name, Charleston White?
Yeah, I heard of Charleston.
Heard of Charleston?
White.
I just recently had Charleston White on my show, man, and I asked him about YSL and Young Thug, and he says something to the sense of gun-toting, dress-wearing motherfuckers. If you're familiar with Charleston White, what are your thoughts on him and his sayings and things of that nature?
You know what? That's probably one of the only people that I do watch.
Oh, you do watch Charleston?
Yeah, Charleston, yeah.
Shouts out Charleston White. Charleston be going viral.
Yeah, Charleston White.
So yeah, go ahead.
He talking shit, bro. Like, he be saying what's honestly off his heart. From what I know, I mean, I ain't heard everything recently, but I mean, a lot of stuff he say, a lot of folks get offended by it because it's some truth in it. You know what I'm saying? So a hit dog gonna holler.
You got a point there. Now, him and Tip have recently got into it, and I recently had T.I.'s son King on my show as well, which I asked him about Charleston. But T.I. and Charleston have been going back and forth for war of words. Do you think Charleston has bit off more than he can chew with T.I.?
That I looked into that situation too, cause it made me feel some type of way when he was talking about Boozy Kid, and T.I. Kid,
exactly.
But I didn't know how old they were. I'm thinking they like 15, 16.
No, they like 17, 18.
Yeah, almost 20, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, he came at them a little hard because they was some kids. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel.
Think you're doing too much?
With them, yeah. Yeah, I think with the kids.
So with the grown men, T.I. and Boosie, the full range, yeah.
Go hard, yeah.
Now, do you feel any type of way from you being from Atlanta? Because T.I. had put out almost a cease and desist order on Charleston White as far as Atlanta. Do you feel any type of way being from Atlanta and Charleston White coming at an Atlanta legend?
You can't really mess with T.I. and his legend, his you know who he is. Yeah. So. Nah, I don't think I feel no type of way about it.
Well, there it is, man. There it is. I just wanted to run some current events by you, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Where does the mentality to make HVAC fun come from? Where do you get the, because you're a trailblazer in your industry. I'm almost positive I've never heard of anybody making HVAC songs, going on HVAC tours, speaking engagements about their specific profession. Where does that off-center mentality come from as far as marketing and promoting your services?
Oh, man. I thank God and I thank my family, because, like, most people look up to celebrities and stuff like that. I look up to my family. So,
amen, brother.
Seeing my family accomplish great things,
yes, sir,
offset my whole trajectory out of Clayton County. You know, I could never settle for less.
Hey, man, you know, Clayton County's sheriff has come under fire, Victor Hill, as of late. You I don't know have you heard about that?
Oh yeah, that's current event for sure.
Now look, I have had the opportunity to visit the Hilton before. It was an unpleasant experience, and I remember when I walked into the Hilton, his name was everywhere. I had never seen a police station or police department with one man's name on every piece of paper, every piece of wall, every vehicle or whatever. And it made me think, like, who is this guy, Victor Hill?
Man, I got nightmares.
He's scared. Like, he's scared. Victor Hill got niggas shook. Hey, from what I understand, he's going to jail. Is he supposed to go to jail? I don't understand.
That say on the news. That would say on the news. So, hey, look, I don't know nothing.
They're going to have to paint over a lot of goddamn names when it comes down for him.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely got like some PTSD with police, like just because Victor Hill, you know. I don't even do nothing wrong, but look, just being there.
From what I understand, he has a fascination with Batman.
Batman? I never knew that.
Yeah, he thinks he's Batman. He has all. I remember when I went there. I got locked up in Clayton County for a day, by the way. Okay, that shit was terrifying. Okay, I had the opportunity to go get locked up. I got locked up in Fayetteville. They stopped me in Fayetteville, Fayette County, or whatever. They stopped me in Fayette County. It's like, yeah, we're gonna take you to Clayton County. I'm gonna tell you my Victor Hill story. Victor Hill story. So I get pulled over. Yeah. This is the stupidest shit to get pulled over for. I get pulled over, and he's like, "Oh, you know why you were stopping you?" I said, "No, sir, I have no idea. I wasn't speeding. I just, got on the road." He said, "Yeah, failure to complete a lane." So I was on my phone. I was texting. Anyway, so I was like, "Oh yeah, I dropped my vape." Right? And he's like, "Oh, okay, cool. Well, give me your license and registration, and we'll run it, and we'll just let you go or whatever. You haven't been drinking tonight?" Like, "Nah, cool." Come back. "Excuse me, sir. You have a warrant out for your arrest?" "No." I said, "For what?" It's like traffic violation, failure to appear. I'm like, "Oh man, what ticket I forgot about?" And I thought about it. I was like, the seatbelt ticket? I got locked up for a seatbelt ticket. I got a $50 seatbelt ticket. So anyway, they take me to Fayette County. I get locked up there. And it was like, and I was telling the officer, I was like, you could just take me to Clayco and I could just go in. He's like, "Yeah, but they're not ready to pick you up yet. So, we don't have time to take you to Clayton County." I'm like, it's literally 3 miles away from each other. But okay, right? You don't have time. All right, boom. They sit me in Fayette County from 11 p.m. Wednesday to 12 noon Thursday. Clayton County don't pick me up till 12 noon. They pick me up, put me on this paddy wagon. I'm headed to the Hilton. I get to the Hilton. Now, I will say Fayette County was a little chill, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, I didn't feel like I was in jail. I just felt like I was in a holding cell. Get to the Hilton, that shit feels like jail. I'm like, I've been in this bitch 12 hours and I feel like I done did 12 years. They throw this shit at you called a sack.
Yeah.
It's like a plastic bag with some old bread and some rotten meat, and they just throw it at you like, here.
No.
And I'm like, I'm supposed to eat this shit. And the mayonnaise, it don't even say mayonnaise, it say salad dressing. bro, oh God, bro. It's the worst place in the world to get locked up for. So I walk in that shit and it says, this is not your house. This is Victor Hill's house. We like to call it the Hilton. You will do as you're told. And I'm like, who the fuck is this Victor Hill character?
That guy.
I learned that day. So, of course, it takes them 12 hours to get me. They don't let me out of the goddamn jail. They tell me my bail at 4 p.m. I post bail at 4:30, basically the $50 ticket. I posted $50 at 4:30, and they didn't let me out till 10 o'clock the next night. I was Clayton County is not the place you want to get locked up in. And I see why people, they always say, man, I don't want to ride past Clayco. I see it.
No,
Yeah, Victor Hill don't play.
Yeah, he don't.
Have you ever met him?
Never. Don't plan on it.
Where do you think they can lock Victor Hill up? Because I'm pretty sure there's some people that probably don't like him.
Man, look, on the other side, not this side.
He ain't going to be in general population.
Yeah, he ain't going to be in general. I would doubt it. Not with Clayton County folks there.
That'd be crazy if they locked him up in Clayton County.
With the Clayton County folks, yeah, it'll be over with. It'll be too crazy.
They probably do him dirty, though.
They'll do him dirty for sure.
Oh, man. Well, praying for you, Victor Hill. Welcome to the Hilton, nigga. Hey, man, before we get out of here, man, let these folks know what you got on the horizon. Let them know where to follow you at. All the things NiceHvac.
Hey, man, NiceHvac. I'm on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. I got albums coming out. First ever HVAC album ever made. I got features with Young LA, Big Groove, Quez For Real, Kai Beatbox, Mr. Organic, you name it. I got everything, music videos, man. Catch me on the Ugly Money podcast. Yeah. Catch me on your local podcast anywhere, man. I'm doing it big, man.
Shouts out Mr. Organic. I need to get him on the podcast. Mr. Organic, reach out, man. Let's get you on the podcast. Remember, you can follow me at Ugly Money Nietzsche. That's Ugly Money NICHE. Remember, the bigger the dream, the bigger the risk, the bigger the payoff. This has been the Ugly Money Podcast with NiceHvac. Sponsored by Engorge Rejuvenation Tea. Then it ooh, and then legs, and then go low. Okay, boom, yeah, shimmy. Well, I guess it's natural, man. And speaking of natural, this episode is being brought to you by Engorge Rejuvenation Tea. It promotes erections, improves stamina, promotes endurance, increases styles, and boosts libido. So if you really want to put it down the way you're supposed to put it down, make sure you go to engorge.com and get yours today. Male supplement, all natural, just like Big Groove do his thing, all natural.